test, test, test. All right, there we go, there we go. I was like, I can't hear myself. So hopefully the mic is good enough. I should probably test this. Hold on. Yeah, man. I've wanted to do this for a minute now. Should probably... Okay, I think questions are pinned, so I don't need to pin that question. But I do need to pin the Discord and we get started. Alright, shared it on Discord. I think... Wait, let me make sure I share this to several channels, just spread the word. So that way it's easier. Just concuss that. Oh yeah, I haven't checked Zol's, I need to check his tier list. See, starting soon. Yo, what's up? How's my mic though? I put twice in his own tier at the bottom. I mean, we can start off with that since you guys are here. There's someone else that asked me to share this link. But honestly, we have 2-part series for this. It's good, thanks, appreciate it. Alright, so starting with Twice. I think my experience with Twice is different. Okay, let me break down how we're going to do this whole tier listing. Is anytime... First, I'm going to sort things around and then I'll let you guys debate, right? Like I'll put what I think people are based off of all my mains. Because if you check my videos, I have several mains that I play as. Then we're going to compare this against other YouTubers. We have Charismatic Demon, the last tier list that he put, which I think is the most balanced tier list of all the Pete streamers I've seen. And then we're going to also look at Emrose, we'll look at Lunarius, just for comparison, right? And what my opinion is on these. What you see is interesting is you have Yellow Endeavor on S tier. How? and this is season 16. It's this season. So how, some tier lists are questionable, and it made me realize, because someone is good at playing the game doesn't mean that their judgment is the best with tier lists, right? Like, I don't agree Cementos is S tier. My unpopular opinion, my opinion is if your character does not have good mobility to get out of a situation, they cannot dictate the fight unless it's end circle. Which means for the most part of the game, Cementos is not that strong. I would not put him in S tier, And then we'll look at where characters were in the season, in case we want to go like, wait, how far has this character been compared to recent characters, and they're still strong. And this was my last post for the tier list that I made, just for cross-reference. And I'll tell you why Twice was in A tier. So let me start by telling you all welcome, and we'll start with Twice, since Twice was mentioned, right? You do not know how lethal Electrification Fixer is. Oh yeah, also this tier list isn't necessarily based off of tuning, so we're taking tuning out of it. Right. We'll take tuning out of it for a little bit. Hand over those roll tickets. Yeah, what's good, King Cass? Yo, Cass, I wanted to do this with you, like a MHUR podcast. Like something like that, but my schedule is a bit crazy right now. But I actually wanted to make tier lists with you guys, so it's open. In the past, how I do my tier list is if you guys have a good argument, I'll change it. Like, honestly, I've changed Froppy's tier list before, and other people, like Mount Lady, based off of you guys being the main. If you main that character and you give me a good reason, argument why they're on that tier list, then yeah. But let's start with Twice, since Twice was mentioned. I think Twice is... See, I didn't put any character in D tier, and the reason why is because I think if you play him with more positioning, and this is my metric for judging characters, right? I compare them, it has to be biased against what I've actually experienced, so I compare them against my weakest main and my strongest main, which is really Purple Dabi and Red Dabi, and how I would fare off against fighting those characters. But if you look at this is what I benchmark how easy it is to play with a character, right? Like, this is based off of players, like all players. If you're able to do most of these things at the best level, right, most of the time, then you're quite good, right? So these are qualities, I call it stamp, but it's what I recommend for people, for subscribers or people that are struggling to rank up, is survivability. How well do you stay alive with it? And try to avoid damage or mitigate it at least. And team support, how well are you with coordinating with your team? Some people play very aggressive, some people play passive, so you might have to be aggressive if you notice your team is looting forever in the match, or you might have to play more defensive and position yourself in like a triangle formation so that you and your team can make the most damage if you notice they are being aggressive. Or team heals as well, right? And then the other part of this is aggression, right? Like, how well do you string combos, or how accurate are you when you're aiming? And this is movement. How well are you able to escape situation? I think this is the most important, in my opinion. If you have good movements, you can dictate the fight. You can hit people and you can leave. You just have more autonomy, whether you want to be aggressive or defensive or evasive, right? Which is a form of defense. And that helps you with your survivability. And then the last one is perception. So what I did right here is I put this AI, Gemini assistant here. If I'm struggling with something, what I would do is I would ask the AI and I'll ask you guys your opinion, and then we'll put them in that tier list, right? Why the hell is Monoma in his own tier? Why? Back then, I don't know if you realized Ballistic, but Monoma had no limits. This guy could reset every quirks he had. He had max damage for all his quirks. That was around when he came out, so it's been a while. That was like season 11, was it 12? Twice deals less damage than Assault Overhaul. Twice is a bit stronger than people think. Yeah, I'll tell you why, because I don't main Twice. Look at all my mains here real quick. Let me go to one of my videos, just any video that I have. And if you look at this description right now, right, of this video right here, you're gonna see that what's the last, let me click on actual video. I just want to show you guys my mains real quick. Like I want a video where I can show my mains. Oh, this is a really good video, by the way, if you want to know how to wall run parkour. These are all the mains that I play. The secondary mains that you don't see me play as much, and there's mains that I actually enjoy playing as. Twice is not a main, but I'm getting 3k damage with that character. And the reason why I put him in C tier is because if you position your clones, right, properly, you can do a lot of damage to people. All you have to do is drop the clones and it's a lot of damage. 3k damage on average. Because you guys know my aim is decent. It's not good because I use Dabi, right? So now, this season I've had to try and get better with my accuracy. But Twice, the main thing for Twice is positioning. If you see people fighting, drop the clone and that is free damage. You're going to be hitting an average of like 800 damage for every 2 clones drop. That's a lot. And then if you put like Revenge Technical or triple beta reload speed, that beta for free damage is going to come as quickly as 5 seconds. 5.5 seconds, I think. And that's when I was like, Twice is a problem. Like if we take tuning into account now, right? But most of this grading is based off of like, not tuning, like at least most basic tunings, right? My KD record was set with Twice. Plus the clones, plus you get the damage of the clones. Like people don't realize it, right? Plus you get the damage of the clones. I know he's busted on release, but in season 16 he's quite mid. Yeah, we'll sort that out next. So every usable character has a lot of AoE, so the clone is going to down in 1 second. Yeah, the clone is going to be a problem. So that's why I put Twice in C. So if you use your gamma and your beta, you're good with him. I'll just keep going from bottom. Like, yeah, let me go from bottom. I think you guys let me know, but let me know what you think here. I think Overhaul is here. Here's the reason why. Any character that has a lot of inconsistencies, which means if you play as this character, you notice you don't hit your quirk, or if you play as this character, you notice that when other enemies try to hit you, it bogs out. They have to be in B or C tier, one of these two. The reason why I wouldn't put him just in C tier is because he's strong enough to compensate for if when the bug happens, right? I think it's his gamma bug where he tries to grab someone. The potential assault, every usable character has a lot of AoE. Asshole. Why? That's not fair, man. You guys should not give him this name. That abbreviation is crazy. And I've had this debate that he's like green Overhaul is stronger than yellow Overhaul. I don't know. If you have movement, you dictate the fight. So I put him there, that's why. But let me know though. There's like a 10-second latency. And that's why. Oh, also how I'm ranking the stronger goes closer towards the letter or the tier of that character. So that's why we have it. So let me go ahead. Who else is this? Nagans? This chick is strong, bro. I'll put S, but I don't know if she's S plus yet. They nerfed her back to back twice. The thing about her is she has good enough mobility to get off most characters, and she has the ability to hit characters behind obstacles, right? Like from a vertical standpoint, her beta can go through roofs. So if you're a Cementos and you have your block, your house blocked up, you could still do that. If you fight the Tech Mirio as Assault Overhaul, you just die. Yeah, I can see how that's hard. So I put her here, but she's still strong enough. Now, if you add tuning to it, I think tuning is an amplifier for every character, and she can still low-key one-shot. She can one-shot a rapid with a headshot, right? So for Froppy is like trying to revive teammates, or they're invisible drinking, she could still headshot dead any rapid if you put triple alpha damage on your tuning. Um, hot take, Nagan's B tier. Okay, let me know. Let me know the reason why though. The reason, okay, here's what I put for scaling. A character is S tier if some characters cannot escape this character, and they can escape the character they are fighting. So if a character has good movement and good damage, they are in at least the S to A plus tier category, right? And then the next question is tuning. How much does tuning amplify what the character does have? And I think if you put tuning in the hands of a great player, right? So put Nagan against your cousin who's playing this game for the first time, just finished training mode, and put this character in the hands of someone like Stray or Ronin Lifts, right? Or these Tony Sweats, right? And then put them in the tier list, right? Like, what are they saying about those characters? From what I've seen, most people who are good with Nagans at the top level or mid level are consistent, right? She excels on PC. Console players are A tier at best with her. Okay, so we could make an argument she's like A plus, because if we want to be balanced, it's like, how do we split between PC and console? And that's why I put these extra brackets like A plus, because an A plus character can easily seem like they're S tier, right? Her mobility is pretty bad. 2 Ys, is that gammas? Doesn't let her go far. Understandable. Ballistic, I personally think she's still top 2 in the game. Yo, what's good? Existence. I personally think she's just top 2 in the game. B tier is crazy. Yeah, I'll see her for S to A plus, right? Let's ask AI, let's see what it says. Chat is split between Nagans being S tier or B tier. What are forums saying about her in season 16 for PC and console? Or if you want to see what the prompt I gave it is, by the way, you can pause. I just acted to ask as an expert analyst for tier making. Alright, let's see what it's saying right there. Meanwhile, let's see who else. Kurogiri, I'll put him in A, between A to A plus. I'm flexible, so you guys let me know. It's the fact that he can go up there and you can't really do much against him, especially with the buffs he had. But I would not put him S tier though. If we check what other people are saying, Kurogiri S tier according to Charismatic Demon in season 13. Emerald put him in S++. That's crazy. I would not put him in S++. Like I think S tiers are easier to play, right? Like they're easier to play, but I would. Kurogiri S, damn. Okay. Yeah, this guy didn't put Kurogiri in S tier, he put him in A. But that's crazy. Overhaul, according to this guy, sorry, Yellow Andy, according to this guy, and Purple Dabi is S tier. Yeah, man. I mean, he's got following, but I don't know. I would not agree with this. Yellow Dabi, man. It's my birthday every day if Yellow Dabi is S tier, according to the public. What are you guys saying? Still S tier high level, under mobility. You're never getting headshotted unless you're still sitting still. But it's the fact that you can still get headshotted, you know? Kurogiri has high skill ceiling, but average player struggles to do anything but run with him. That's true. Run or stay low to heal. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, I think Kurogiri is like, I put him A plus tier, but if there's good arguments, I'm free. But he's one of these places, like A, because of the skill ceiling. Like, if you play the character, you understand that this character, honestly, this is the character that I played and I was not sure. There's so much pressure of, do you save your team? Do you fight? Do you not fight? you have to be like really situationally aware. And I'm in the tier making, I'm taking into account the skill set it takes to for a player to play this character well enough against most characters, right? What kind of crack is he smoking? I told you guys, man. But again, I have like a 15-second delay just because of my internet is not that strong. So if I want the stream to be smooth without any sort of lag, I'll probably see what you guys are saying a bit later. But I'm putting him, I'll leave him to A plus right now. A plus because of, if once you get good with him, like what King Cass is saying, he's so OP, right? Because the skill ceiling is so high that there's a lot you have to do to be viable and be an actual threat against other characters, right? A really good Kurogiri has good distance management and accuracy and judgment, right? So in the stamp list here, like the judgment / perception that people have to play this character is good. Who else? Compress had a glow up though. I'll put him A for now. His damage output, they buffed this guy. He might have a perk set coming up soon. I don't know why he's that strong. Most team combo builds, I see. Megans. Most team combo. Okay. I didn't think about that, but yeah. I guess combos is also a thing to take into account with tier making. Rapid Toga came off, but honestly, I've always, okay, you guys let me know if it's fair. I've always put every Toga in S tier, just because they can steal other people's quirks and special. So let me know so far what you think real quick. I need to get water. Check my fan real quick. Right, I'm back. What we saying? What did AI say? He's an absolute S tier menace on PC. I didn't even read that. This is what Cass was saying earlier. So I'm reading the AI chat real quick. She's an S tier on ECT, but drops down towards B tier on console. The entire debate hinges on precision, balance, and PC mouse and keyboard have a massive advantage. That's true. Frequently hitting for 150 plus damage. Isn't it higher? I guess most people use tuning, so that's why. On despite the aim, tracking high mobility threats like Hawk, so Mirio, while executing her specific jump shot rhythms make her feel much more sluggish. Mirio? Maybe because of the counter, but you're not hitting Nagans easy with Rapid Mirio. Acknowledge PCS tier, borderline S+. Damn! Bordering S+ in higher ace lobbies. Okay. Console B, highly dependent on player skill. Okay, so A is fair, right? Maximum Nagans. Perception with Nagans demands elite situational awareness. Elite, come on. You guys know AI can be extra, right? So anyway, What you guys said in chat. Now, if you're in a building with someone that's a free kill and you have a really good res plus top tier mobility, yo, what's good, Hachi? Yeah, we're just making an open tier list right now. I'm placing it where I think people are, where I think characters should be, and then you guys can debate. And we have an AI judge here at the right side of the corner. People who know how to fight with him are terrible teammates, and vice versa. The best supporters die as soon as the circle gets smaller. It is a lot of pressure though with Kurogiri, like when the circle gets smaller. But the game plan is really to beta up Gamma, then beta to close the portal, or try to teleport someone, then go into the portal, and then use alphas. Wait, it's try to stay in the air and move to spots where people are not populated. But now his Gamma buff really actually makes him strong enough. But yeah, I put Toga S just because of her special, or like all Togas go to S tier, bro. As far as I'm concerned, because that means they have it all. They really have it all. I think Purple is stronger than Rapid right now, even in spite of her buff. I think people are just more comfortable using a Purple Toga more. Because in the air, there's a lot more, I think, AoE and limitations for Rapid Toga to escape compared to Purple Toga. Her beta can take her the distance. You're literally Hawks and you're still chasing Tech Toga. Her beta just, it still has that issue from like season 1 where it just goes longer than it should, for who knows why. I just had some fun matches with Strike Dabi, but his beta bugs so much. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Oh, he's next. Good timing. So Strike Dabi, I put him in C tier before. I'll put him in B right now. But, okay. Let me hold on. This is where I've always put Dabi before, right? According to my poll. C tier is reserved for characters. C and B tier are reserved for characters who have a bug. Like, it doesn't make sense for you to have, let's say you have a multiple choice question in an exam. Everyone is able to select option A, B, C, or D. When you click on your option, it doesn't work, right? Like, you know it's the right decision, is the right choice, you're intentional about it, and it just bugs, then they can't be that high up in the tier list. Unless they have like an X factor, like Tech Immortal Shigi, then you can go like, okay, the advantage of that tuning, that if you have that tuning gives him significant advantage, right? But baseline, just Dabi, with no tuning, I'll put him stronger than Twice, of course. Or I'll put him below here. He's also the only character who has to die to fight. His design is very odd. It's a cool design, but it comes at a cost, right? Like, you absolutely need heals to play this character. People don't take that into account. His alpha is only grounded, which means if you're on a platform, you can't shoot people. You can't shoot people below you with the alpha, above you with the alpha. You have to be on that level. And it has the reach of his height and a half, right? So take Dabi's height, stack it twice, and that's the height of the alpha, right? Meet potential Strike. I hate Tech Dabi, he has no mobility, but his kit makes him nearly untouchable. Tech Dabi? His kit or his positioning though? S if his beta doesn't bug. S? I'll put him in B to B+. I'll put him above these guys. The reason why I would put him against... Now here's the question. If you have mobility for distance management, right? Dabi has to come towards Overhaul. Like, Overhaul can stack 2 pillars. Dabi has to come towards him. And then Overhaul has the healing factor as well. Yeah, I'm not going to put him above. I'll leave him in B. I'd leave him in B. Tech Dabi, I would put... Strike versus Tech. The thing about Tech Dabi is you have to come towards him to do damage. So if Strike Dabi maintains distance, right, he can wear out a Tech Dabi. The important thing with Tech Dabi is you have to like be mindful of how you approach him. His betas are around, his gamma can surprise you when he's inside a building, it hits from outside the building, right? But he doesn't have the mobility to go far. If you get the timing right, you can still dodge his alphas. But if we're going Tech Dabi versus Strike, I think Tech has the slight advantage. If he has buildings around him. If it's open space, that might be harder, right? So it's almost interchangeable, but I'm putting Red Dabi lesser because he has to die to fight. And his beta is bugged. And Tech Dabi and Yellow Overhaul don't have that issue. So they have an advantage against him. Both overhauls can backhand smack a Dabi. I've tried to grab, just try and grab, you grab and you just get backhanded by his special action. Then he can heal after that. I sacrifice one of those 3 skills to enhance other 2 skills. Yeah, because his gamma gives him a speed buff and damage buff, so I'll leave it there for now, especially since I play those guys the most on my channel. I have more Dabi clips though. I need to check real quick. Yeah, I tried the stars. Most of it is Dabi. Okay. Let me try and speed run this so we can have more discussions. Yellow Overhaul. His buffs were good. I'll put him A+. I'll put him A+. He's the most advanced technical character, but he can move to S+. I see that. I think this guy too is A. His advantage. Would he be in low S? The way he, I don't know. You guys, I want you guys to let me know though. The way he's able to like have AOE control and then gamma to punch people away. Maybe I've not played him before, so. Yeah. But I've seen people be unsure with him. I don't know why. I'll put him B+. I'll put Tech AFO B+. B pluses are mostly for, they can feel like A tier, but they lack mobility, right? So early game, you can like run this character down, unless he's really good. Like he needs buildings and timing to some extent, cover. But the later levels, especially if there's a lot of mobility characters that are in the air, he could either go all the way up here or he could go to A tier, right? But I usually reserve B+ for characters that don't have mobility or can't fight back as much. They can't dictate the fight. Who's low S? Let me see. Yo, what's good, Law? Appreciate you sliding by. He's balanced, like low S. But who is? Is this Strike AFO or AFO? Tech Shiggy. I want to try and run down. Let me move like the characters that are super strong. Because some of these are more debatable, right? So I'm like, let me start with the easier ones. This guy, what did they do to him? Like, I don't know what they did. If you can TOD someone and they don't have a chance to fight back, that's pretty messed up. That's a bit crazy. Every yellow Shiggy I've come across in PlayStation, and I play it on Ace at both ranks, so I hit Ace rank on PC. Like 3 days ago, and then PlayStation was earlier on, like last month. But I don't know what they did to this guy, bro. But his TODs are just unfair. Like, it's insane. It's actually insane. I would put him up here. If I don't know what it is. Or let me know if I'm crazy or if it's too much. He's very consistent at Strike Shiggy. his AoE has been like very problematic. Like if you're a grounded character, there's not like much you can do, right? Against this character for much. You need elevation to like counter Shiggy properly. But if you're grounded, you're a bit cooked. So him is interesting. I used to put him down here below, but once they gave him his special buff where he could go upwards, right? He has some mobility. He's in some B tier, but I need you guys' help. I need you guys' help. Strike AFO at A or A+, since his alpha and beta kind of make him stationary. Alpha and beta? Really? Oh yeah, but he can sort of glide, right? So the alpha and beta, okay. Tech AFO is like top 5 in scrims. The gamma allows for some insane team potential on top of having a simple 270 combo with tap beta alpha. Oh, I'm not really a damage person, so I didn't take that into account. Interesting. And Existence, you're on console, right? You're a Switch player. Really? Never thought of S tiers just based off of damage before. Okay, let's play devil's advocates. My counter argument to that is early on in the game, I mean, that's scrims. We're talking of like in general, right? Like if you give your little cousin, right, they just finished training in this game and then you say play AFO and he goes into ranked, how does he play? Then if you give like a sweaty player, one of the better AFOs, a sweaty ace lobby at like around this sort of like 11 p.m, 1 a.m. time where all the people have finished their like side hustles and they want to play the game, how would they fare off? Solo queue, because my experience is straight from solo queue. I'm mostly a solo queue streamer on PC and PlayStation. So I think with that, it's hard to put him in S tier. If you don't have movement, my boundary is like you can't be in S tier early game. I've seen Malo Uchiha. Malo Uchiha is one of the best AFOs I've seen play, and he just gets jumped. Like if you're in the wrong place, wrong time, versus if you're, let's say, Rapid Toga, you can take someone's blood that has mobility, go far away, disappear, like de-transform, and then you're good, right? So I'll leave him A+ for now. But then you said Hachi, Strike AFO is A+. So they're both like A-ish. But I would put Strike over because of the movement, right? So whoever can movement dictates the fight. So whoever has more movement, I think, has the advantage. Because you could back out and you can come back. You can escape this situation. You can pressure people towards Storm. I do that a lot with Hawks. Hawks is actually really good for passive pressure if you have good distance management. I meant AFO Young is balanced, but Strike is low. AFO Young. AFO Young, what are you talking about? Oh, Young AFO, okay. But Strike is low S because of how easily he can combo. Because of how easily he can combo. I'm up for it though. Now his beta does stun, but it's random. His alpha makes him hover, but very slow and kinda stationary. I don't know. Some people make it work though. Like the way that beta slaps is, it's random, but the thing is that when it slaps. And the higher the level is, and the more late game it is, when the circle gets smaller, the higher the probability of Strike AFO's beta landing and killing someone, right? So it's almost like, debatable. I can see them in low S tier though, but I think we can shape our opinions after we put everyone, right? And then now we can place balancing, because really balancing in this game system really depends on like comparing this character against other characters in different situations, right? So we could just remind me to place it properly. In fact, you know what? I need to compare. I'll leave it for the AI analyst here. Strike and Tech AFO. power scaling in this current tier list. What are forums saying? So yeah, we can come back to that. Mount Lady, she had a good glow up. This is the only character that when she goes big in Final Circle, she can destroy everyone. Like anyone, regardless of your mobility or your immobility, whether you make a brick house as Cementos or you have aerial mobility to be Ochako or some other rapid like Froppy, she can kick you through a building, outside of a building, inside of a building, into storm, you know. So she's definitely in the A tier portion now. But how A tier? I'm not sure. I'll put her right there. Just because if she goes big, right? Because going big is also a risk. She could be transformed from a lot of AoE attacks, right? Good discussions though. You guys are giving some good points that I wasn't thinking about. Techie Echo is also equal as Strike, since he's heavily dependent on Gamma to start the combo, but it can be dodged easily. Okay. You hide in the beginning and then fight. Oh no. Oh god, this guy said you hide in the beginning and then you come coming out of the closet. Endgame is crazy. I see that a lot in gold ranks, so it's just funny. You mentioned it. That's the one thing that frustrates me about gold ranks. I'm like, wait, there's 4 teams left? Where's everyone? And then they're just hiding in a bush or behind somewhere, and I'm like, come on, guys. Come on. Come on, man. Alright, so that's my vote with Mount Lady. Stars. Oh my, I'm saving stars for about last, bro. I have a lot of things to say with this chick. I have some things to say with this chick. My whole season was on trying to make stars work, bro. And you can literally see it from my thumbnails. The moment I was realizing this character was coming out, and this is all justice too. But from this point onwards, it was just stars. Stream stars. Let me show you something crazy. This is how much I've tried with stars. So I think I have like the most based opinion with stars. Thumbnail started popping up when stars was coming up. Yep, this is how much I've tried to play with stars, bro. So that's why I'm saving her for last. How far are we into the stream? I want to make sure I keep it moving. I don't want this to be past 2 hours. Okay, 44 minutes in. Strike Hawks. This guy is combo aura farmer, bro. Straight combo aura farm. I can see him in S, but I'll put him in A+ for now. Wait. Okay, my basis for S tier is they can dictate the fight. They can get in out of a fight, and they can get out of a fight situation. You can argue his low S tier. He also has damage, so if we're looking for movement and damage, which are two things that dictate the fight, his damage can be, he can have a TOD, right? Gamma, beta, or if you do gamma, beta, alpha twice to a rapid, they're cooked, right? So I can see him in S tier, yeah. I can. Yeah, Strike Hawks, the honor one of the top tier meta. Okay. Yeah, I'm just reading chat now. I play Blue Hawks more. Like, Red Hawks is cool, but for me, after I found out he had the beta exploits in the first season, I didn't play him, so I got demotivated, even after the bug was fixed. I see Blue Hawks as B tier. It takes a high bar to be skilled with him, but he's B tier now. He's my favorite character to distance manage. Like, I have the most chill dobs with Blue Hawks. If you maintain distance, just gamma stalk people, pressure them at alpha from a distance, use beta for movement, defensively as well. Yeah, I'll put him in B+. Yellow Andy. I'll put him down here. all the OGs that play Endeavor have said, you know, this character has been like one of the most cooked. So he's interchangeable where Twice is at. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. Strike, I'll put Strike up in B+. I think right now his beta gives him some decent things. Would I put him above? With max levels, would I put him above Rapid Hawks? Yes. Yep. He can definitely make Hawks fried chicken. Yeah. Say less. Cementos doesn't have movement, so I would not put him in S tier. With a team, you can, but all of this is based off of just like 1v1s in most situations, right? So if he doesn't have movement, he's either low in the A tier, or he's he's in B tier, right? Like it takes high bar to be skilled with Cementos, right? Like your timings, like once you get the timing right and your technicalities for your combos, like Gamma, Alpha, right? He's tough, especially if he has a good teammate, right? Like you know a good Cementos player, and both of you are in rank. He's definitely reliable. Now, Endeavor versus Cementos, this is one thing I also like to do, which is if I'm placing people in a tier list, I'm going to compare them against how they fare off against other characters in that tier list. Hawks can pressure Cementos, right? But he can't really do much against him because Cementos can, you know, make his castle. Endeavor's Gamma can go through Cementos' stuff, so that's going to be problematic. His beta can also, if angled right, hit Cementos. And then he can also escape the situation, so I'll put Endeavor above Cementos. So I'm leaving him in B+. Doesn't mean he's weak, he's strong. Like end game, he can go up here, but if we're talking about majority of the match duration, then Cementos is B+. It's kind of deserved. Assault Endeavor spam AoE too much, even more than Tech Shota or Tech EFO. I mean, but you can't blame a character from how they're designed. I blame the player most of the time, but not the character, you know? Oh wait, is it the other way around? You blame the player character. Except it's Monoma. Monoma? This guy will always be S tier. In spite of the damage nerf, the special nerf. This character, I'm seeing people do diabolical combos like Jail Light. If you guys want to know what the number one Monoma looks like, coming from me, who despises that character and face someone and was like, after this ranked match, I need to find out who this person is, because the way they're playing, it sounds like they're at least a streamer. They have no business playing this good. Jail Light's my hero for Rumble. Either Jail Light or is it Wolfenza? One of those two. If he has a Monoma thumbnail, he's definitely a Monoma main. Yup. But that was 10? What? He was up 10 months ago. Well, Jail Light is decent, but I think it's Wolfenza. Yup, it's him. Go watch this guy do diabolical combos with Monoma. This guy got Tech Bakugo. Went into Tech Bakugo's Gamma to Ochako's Beta with the whole spinning 360 thing, and then an Alpha at the end. Those were instant combos. I think he added electrification to it, so it was a TOD. There's infinite possibilities with this character, bro. I'm not saying he's easy to play, but the longer you play a character, the better you get at them, the more comfortable you are in most situations to find exploits. This guy is literally the trump card. If there's a poker game, he's the Joker, period. So he's always going to be S tier, right? And I'm looking forward to an argument of why he shouldn't be. Try me, please. But yeah, I put him below Toga because he can't do the special, right? Like Toga can take other people's special action, he can't. P-Mike! Where would you guys put P-Mike? For damage wise, remember S tier you have to have movement. If you do not have movement, you're not an S tier. And he has one of the lowest movements, right? So I'll put him. Wait, shouldn't this be slightly reversed? Why are these guys? Wait. Yeah, they are lower. So the Togas have to be lower. Because they can copy all of you one's quirk here. Yep. Then Monoma is going to be in front of Toga because he can't do the special that she can. And then P-Mike is low here. But why he's up here is he has movement, but he has TOD as well. So his base kit already has Gamma for movement, right? You can have 3 punches, sort of helps. Doesn't really get you far, but it does help. And if you have tuning like Wall Runner or Space Hawk or Spiraling, that gives him, extra mobility. Same thing with every other character here. But his damage output is absolutely insane, bro. You might argue I'll put him here, because damage rules at the end of the day. If you can't escape a character, right? TOD, that's a bit crazy. The beta really good long range, but he's not just played as much, But I'm flexible though. So let me know if it switches, if that makes sense. I used to put Aizawa in the lower tier before they buffed his alpha, damage, and his gamma, right? And then he has mobility as well. I know people can easily argue he should be S tier because he can erase quirks. But here's the thing, in general, you're not going to see like a bronze rank player, okay, let me know if you say bronze, gold rank player play Aizawa like that. He's still one of the most technical characters to play as. You have to be situationally aware to do the right things, right? So, in general, yeah, he has mobility, good damage. He can neutralize everyone's quirks, right? But from a player's perspective now, if you have a low tier player, but it's a very skilled player playing Aizawa, you're going to notice the difference, right? Especially with combos and judgment. You know what JP players talk about Aizawa? They say he's sleeping with devs to avoid nerf. Yeah, I mean he's strong, but okay, hold on. There was one thing that made me stop playing Aizawa as much. I'm trying to remember. Just give me 1 second, guys. What was it? Aizawa, I put him in B tier. This was 8 months ago. Oh yeah, his tuning. There's some Santa outfit he has that does like 200 per alpha with tuning. That was way, yeah, that was diabolical. So that's why I stopped playing him as much. So without tuning, maybe I'll move him up to A+. Nah, because he can diff Monoma too. It's so weird seeing Aizawa and S tier for me to place him there just because he was so low before, but I think it's fair. Armored All Might. Where is he now though? It's like all the abusers of this character just started showing up less. What's good, Warj? I love him, man. But I need you guys' help though. And also, what did our analysts say about, the AFOs? In the meantime, you guys let me know. Between Armored All Might and Aizawa, where would you guys place them? I'm a bit split. Which is why this is an open, chat discussion. It's not my personal tier list. It's mine combined with you guys' to make it fairer. When looking at the current season 16 tier list, landscape players are badly ranking Tech AFO in high A+ to S. Okay, at least we have him in A+. Our strike AFO is settled heavily into the B to B plus. Really? That is a bit mad. He's in B? It never felt like that, but I guess it's different when you're playing as the character versus when you're experiencing abuse from the character, you know? This strike AFO has abused me, bro. Especially with Purple Dabi. I mean, Purple Dabi is understandable. But with Stars too. When her gamma glitches, bro, I don't know what force field this guy uses. So I guess we can leave him in A plus for now still. Like, yeah, we decided that. So it's an A plus to S tier. Community verdict, okay. Yo, what's good, Dreamer? Y'all check out Dreamer Streamer's channel, man. Real chill, brother. Like, real chill. He's really strong, and he's the only character that has a costume with a whole red side for Fixer. Yeah, that's the reason, man. So yeah, thanks, Ashi. Yeah, I'll leave Aizawa and S. But Armored All Might, though. I don't know what you guys think. What of Armored All Might? Web search. I'll let our analyst check that out. But yeah, let me know about Armored All Might. Rapid All Might, bro. This guy had one of the best glow ups. I mean, it was good. What his glow up is about, like, he's definitely above. Now, wait, hold on. With the way his beta gives him so much movement reach, like the momentum from how the beta just glides, that's quite unfair though. I will put him, yeah, I'll put him like here. Just from a base kit. And then he has his gamma, that gamma instant guard breaks every rapid. Apart from Twice, who has the highest, I think, GP and HP for a rapid character. Twice, I don't even really think is rapid. Twice is like an abomination of a character. If there was any emblem that should be gray, it should be Twice, because we don't know what to put this guy. He's even his quirk doesn't make him seem like a rapid. Maybe they should have put him for technical, you know? But yeah, for Rapid All Might, bro, after his glow up, this guy, everyone like put him off in the tier list. So I might leave him there, but he's definitely above Armored All Might, in my opinion. That movement dictates the fight, that's why, but let me know. Assault All Might, I'll put him in A. It's above Mount Lady. He's like a very balanced character. The most, I don't know if it's balanced is the right word. I'll say in terms of this climate, yeah, he's like all-rounded. The most all-rounded assault character, right? He can do it all. Tornado for defense, special for good mobility, beta for decent mobility, damage and hyper armor. Alphas that slap has the best puddle damage, splash damage effect. So I'll put him here, or maybe even above AFO, because if we're going gamma for gamma, he can protect himself, he can armor his way out of young AFO's gamma, and he's not as technical compared to young AFO, right? So leaving it there. Shinzo got above, but I think he's like either B plus or I'll put him in A, because his damage does slap more than the rest, but he also has mobility, right? Why I put him above Endover is because of the damage output he has comparatively. He still does have movement with his beta. So you have to be more accurate with like Strike Endover compared to Shinzo. His damage output is high. Some people argue you could put him in up here, you know. Since there's something personal about the way Shinzo's quirk is. Like everything he does just feels personal and aggravating, right? He's like a rage-based strike character, if you think about it. Oh my god. We don't need to talk about her. That's it. We don't need to talk about support Nejire. I can, if you use support Nejire, tell you why. The reason I put her in S plus tier is arguably one of the best support now. That's a strike character. Her damage output is really high with her AoE, with her alpha. She also supports her team to give them a buff. Her beta goes through buildings like strike, Denki's beta, right? And it slaps with a lot of damage. It's hard to time and roll to avoid it. The AoE gets bigger the more you level it up. So she's definitely a threat. Plus she has a special mobility. So yeah, she's tough. Support Tech Nejire, I put in A. She has good mobility. I'll put her above maybe. Like when you look at someone like 9 Replay, right, on PC, that's like the 1%. And then you look at other Nejires, right, and what they do have is they just have a lot of aerial control. Like if you can see her smoke every character down here, right? Like definitively in the other tier lists. And other characters like Compress is gonna have a hard time against her, so she's like right here. But now if you go, wait, what of Tech Nejire against AFO? You can argue she's here, right? Or she's here in good hands because she has the mobility to deal with these characters, definitely deal with AFO. But he has the ability to also snatch it, so it's like really 50-50-ish. But by majority, if she maintains her distance, right, she gives AFO a harder time than he can give her. So that's why I'm like split right here, you know? In fact, now that we've done it this way and I'm talking out loud, I would move Tech AFO down to A tier, right? Just for that movement disadvantage. Like early game, there's not much. Like you could really pressure this character out. And I've seen Malo Uchiha survive back-to-back 4 different teams as the only sole player left. Because right now, you know, a lot of ace players are average like 2-star, 3-star gold pre-season 10 when Kurogiri came out. Was good, Mastermind. So I'm putting AFO like here just because he lacks that mobility, right? Because usually A tier is you have to have some movement. So if I was really being extra, I would put him to B+. Yeah. Because you can argue, wait, Endover does have mobility, so why isn't he in A tier? Because his mobility is like a bit mid. Like the special, you can run, if you run on a treadmill on a daily basis, you can catch up to Endover special, which is crazy to me as he's a secondary main. But in the show, this guy was keeping up with the car going 90 miles per hour when Stars and Stripes was fighting Shigaraki. If you guys remember, it was Best Genius in the car, Hawks in the car, they were driving towards the sites where Stars and Stripes was fighting Shiggy, and Endover was just flying. So I don't know why they made his special so ass in the game. So really the lack of mobility here is making me go, all these characters above Tech AFO can dictate the fight more than he can, other than his Gamma, which is rollable, right? Yo, Cooper in the building, simple. Y'all check out Cooper's channel, bro. Red Kiri S tier. Oh, we have a main here, so I have to honor that. If you guys are a main and I've seen your clips and stuff, but I'll take your word for it unless I have like a personal experience of like, I also play this character. Well, yeah, I'll take it. Well, is he above support Nejire? Let me know. He can block her stuff, right? What did they do to this character? This game makes no sense. I don't know, this game can really be balanced. Like, they really have to, like, it's systematically broken to some extent. It's going to be so hard to, like, make things fair because every character's quirk is unique. Why I'm saying that is, why does this guy have a shield, have the mobility of twice, literally, if you know how to use his, alpha beta cancel, right? Where just before the animation where his alpha finishes, you hold the beta, then he glides. The rock the size of AFO himself, the Demon Lord. What else does he have? Hyper armor? Yeah. I need to put him. I think he's above. He's above support Nejiri. Because he can block her beta too, which is one thing that really makes her aggravating. His damage is insane, but the stall quirk aspect can compensate for the lack of movement. Oh, that's true. It's an if, but it is true. Good point. You see, this is why I actually need you guys when I put the tier list, because I'm like, oh, maybe there's something I'm skipping. Yeah, he does have that factor. That's true. But that's if. Okay, but here's the thing, Hachi. If he has that, right, which means he has to earn his way towards killing a character that has mobility. So what we should do is we need to say, okay, if AFO should be in the A tier, which is reserved for characters that have mobility, which character in B tier can he steal quirks to have mobility from? Okay. Yeah, he can take Overhaul, any of the Endeavors, Hawks for mobility. Even though, yeah, he can catch them lacking to do that. So it's an if, but it's part of his quirk. So yeah, I'll put him at this side. Yeah, I'll put him this way. I'll put him there. Makes sense. He blocks everything. Okay. Alright, let me keep it moving. Tamaki, I want to play this character. Next season? Okay, guys, this is what I've started to do, right? If there's a character I've gotten interested in, I wait till the next season so that I could get 2 for 1. The new character, including a character that I want to play as because they are fun. Tell me I think he's the best hybrid strike character. Hybrid strike character, I put him here. Let me explain myself. Let me tell you something. Tamaki has a 3-in-1 beta, okay? I played him with no tuning, and I won my first match. Now I know that could be based off of luck, but I was really moving, okay? If you don't believe me, I got evidence, huh? I know y'all like to be detectives, commenting on some of my videos, but I'm like, let me show you something. Hold on. Tamaki has a 3-in-1 movement, right? With his beta, he's invisible. He gets damage out of it, right? But then he also has speed boost. I was like, this is so nice. Where is this Tamaki video? This one right here, bro. This one right here. Just look at this Tamaki video I put. Temu Sasuke is the best hybrid yet. You'll see why. He's just quite rounded. He doesn't have as much defense like Kiri does, so he's not high on the scale. But according to other people's tier list, he's okay. This guy put him, Charismatic Demon put him in S tier, and he hasn't had much nerfs or buffs since, right? Season 13. So he put him charismatic, bro. And the reason why I use charismatic tier list is this guy, overall, all the games he's played like Elden Ring, Demon Souls, like those are games that really test your judgments as a player, right? Because they're designed to make you just rage. So this tier list is the most balanced I've seen across anybody's tier list, right? And then PC tier list is slightly different. I had Emerald's pause, but I guess it switched. Where's Tamaki in other people's tier list? Okay, S, they put him in S tier, you know? It's so ridiculous that Tamaki Gamma lasts so long that if you get knocked down at the early starts of his Gamma, when you get off, you can still be hit by it. Wait, what? I need to read that twice. Wait, what? YouTube does this thing where if you pause for too long, it like resets the whole stuff. Okay, where's Tamaki and this guy? This guy has the most questionable tier list, I think. Just the fact that Dabi's S tier, so we already know his tier list is a bit sauce. It is sauce, not even a bit. But Tamaki's A, okay. What do they put in other people's tier list? He runs fast as fuck after that. Hey yo, talk to him. What's good? He blocks everything. Okay, I'm trying to see if I missed any of you guys' thoughts or comments. If I missed anything, let me know though. Where's Tamaki in this tier list? This is Trash Junkies. Tamaki. Oh, am I blind? I don't see Tamaki here. Where is he hiding, bro? Well, he didn't put him here yet? Or maybe I'm just missing it. But we've seen from most tier lists that Tamaki's that, so we spend too much time there. But I want to know where did Emerald put... Where did Emerald put... Let me go to my history. Where did Emerald put... Nope. Anyway, I'll try and fetch it later on. I feel like we've spent too much time on Tamaki. Tech Mirio. Unpopular opinion. I'll put him A tier. Put him above. Maybe A plus to... That's like the best A plus tier character? Yeah. He doesn't have movement. So when I rate tier list, right, what I start off with is put them without tuning. And the reason why I don't put tuning at first when I'm comparing characters is because it's not readily affordable, right? If you wanted a plus ultra tuning, that's... If we put it all together, okay, you get the character, then you have to roll to get like some 45,000 crystals. That's going to be about $300. Yeah, it's about the same price as a new character, you know? If you have to pity for it. Well, if you have to pity for it, it's 1,000 points, so slightly less. It won't be like 300. It'll be half of that, so we're talking 150. Who has $150 on a free game on average, right? Like you play this game, it's free. It's free, it's pay to play, right? But you pay with time or you pay with money. You're not gonna have that option. But if you do have the character, you won't have the option at least to maybe get a plus ultra tuning. It won't come out of the box. So he doesn't have movement like that. He actually does punish people that spam a lot of alphas, right? What makes him unfair, from what I agree with, is his gamma damage and the range of his gamma damage and the reload speed that you have after it. Like the fact you have it immediately, if you counter, you're rewarded for it, is much. The reward for the counter should be the damage output you do, and that damage output should really be proportional to the damage that he's about to receive. So if someone is about to melee him, he should have like a base damage of, let's say, 100, right? But then if someone does an alpha that's 78 or 50, and he's doing 150, that's wow to me. Or 200 plus if he maxes out, you know, all the gamma tunings, but without tuning, you know, still, I think that his counter should be proportional to the damage he's receiving. So they should make it like, you know, 20% plus damage of what he's being hit by for another quirk. I think that would make it fair. But they should buff his alpha to be, for him to move upwards a little bit, you know. If they're going to do that and fix his beta is really terrible. But yeah, I think he's now in the right hands, and you have them PC people, you could put him, I'll put him up here, like S tier. But that's for like PC, but if we're talking balance, console, PC, new player playing the game after training for the first time versus the tournament sweat like Emerald, dude is A+. And he admittedly, from those people, takes skill to get your accuracy right. Botek and Rapid Mirror have the free of jail move, yeah, his special action teleport. Oh yeah, his invariability is really good too. So both is above A at least, so A+, I mean. Okay, nice. So we're on the same page. Okay. No wonder y'all are quiet. I guess I'm being decent. Mirio? I think he's closer towards A. He has the invariability. I think what's hard with him is he has the most unique aim you have to have across every single character in this entire tier list. Like, Rapid Mirio, you need anticipation aiming, and let me explain this briefly. So when you're shooting, right, a target, you can shoot where they are at most of the time if they're stationary or if they're not moving as much, or you can shoot where they're going to be. All of his charged alpha is based off of not tracking where you're shooting where the target is, but tracing where you're trying to shoot where they are going to be. And that's how a sniper rifle does it, right? Like, you guys do for, all these first shooter games like Call of Duty, from a distance, you would, if you're using a rifle, a sniper rifle, you would shoot where they're going to be, not where they are, which takes skill and adjustment to get used to. So that's what's hard about him. Like, a new player is not just going to be able to do that unless they're stationary. So I'll put him here, A tier. I won't put him A plus because he needs level 7s to have 3 alphas, and he's one of the most, besides Twice, one of the most cooked rapids, or besides Twice and Hawks. If he's the only one in the team and it's end circle, if it's a Rapid Mirio end circle, it's pretty much GG versus if you have a really good Sweaty Toga or All Might, Rapid All Might, that his Gamma can do AoE, then it's GG's. But if someone like Stray is playing Rapid Mirio, then yeah, he feels like it's S tier, but that comes with the skill bar. Ibarra, I put her high B. Again, B is for if you don't have movement as much, you're kind of restricted. You can't really dictate the fight. But God forbid you're stuck in a building with Cementos and an Ibarra or any other character here, man. Then it's cooked. The reason why I put red end of above is because of the movement and the damage output he has. Those two things give him an advantage. Strike Kendo, she has to be A. Hold on. She has one of the best defenses too. Her beta cancels even wait, hold on. If her beta cancels Kurogiri's highest damage, which is from his beta, doesn't that put her up? If her beta also cancels, or does it stun? I think it stuns All Might. Because even Yellow Kendo, I main Kendo, I've not played her as much this season, but yeah, her beta gives her a lot of invariability to a lot of moves. Any move that has to do with grabbing as well. She tanks a lot. If you guys have seen that video of, he does like shorts where it's like 3 Endeavor Gammas versus all these character defenses. So she tanked all of that. Even against 3, I think, Tamaki Gammas. So she has the best, basically, hyper armor quirk skill. Now, is she stronger than Armored All Might? I don't know. Let me know. That's AI. Is Red Kendo stronger than Armored Might in general? And why? I put Armored All Might here because he has the movement ability to dash away than she does, so that's why. Kendo B, I'll put her closer towards like above or close to Ibarra, but Ibarra can TOD you and she has more range, so that's why I'll put her here instead. Where's Tech Denki? Tech Denki, yeah, A, movement. Really aggravating third-party character, bro. It's so frustrating to be hit from an open space and a distance with this character. That's why. Also, why are y'all quiet? Am I doing that good? Am I doing it actually that good? Anyway, let me know. Oh my god, bro. This character, since season 1, before there was Monoma, this was Monoma. Why does he still have a TOD? Let me see. PMI can hit you, splash damage, but PMI has knockback. Wait for a second. Nah. The TOD capability of this character is high, yeah. I'm putting him up there. If you guys have a PC that can support like 124 frames per second, the output of this guy is absolutely stupid. And a lot of PC people have that. Yeah, Strike Denki. I'll leave him here. I wouldn't put him above because of the TOD factor that he has, which means you don't even have a chance to escape. So forget what tier you're on. You can still be cooked by this character. Nagant is up there because she has mobility than he does. Her TOD is more like a headshot type thing, but his is like close range. It's just GG's, bro. Another balanced assault character. I'll put him in A tier, but like mid range, this character is really good. But would I put him above? That's the question. Young AFO. I'm not sure. You can let me know. The only movement he has over Young AFO is his distance. He can go the distance further than Young AFO can. If you do Young AFO's special, alpha, special, alpha, special with the spare, like you tap the button. So dash special, alpha, and tap special. He can do that at most twice, then he stop. So with speed, he's faster with the special, but with like distance, this guy is actually stronger. And I think he can isn't he somewhat hyper armored? Like you can't shoot him out when he's in the air. Like you can shoot him, but he absorbs the damage, right? So for that reason, I put him, yeah, he's like right here in this A+ category. Or we could argue all these characters here should be moved down to A tier and not A+. That's one thing I'm realizing, like all the assault characters right here can be moved down to A in front of Rapid Mirio, I feel. Momo, strong B tier, no movements, sort of nerfs her. So I'll leave her there instead. Maybe Kendo, the arguable, is stronger than Momo. She has her cannons, she has her shield as well, shield for shield. Her pressure can give Kendo a lot of problems. Her alpha is better than Kendo's alpha, so yeah, I'll put her in B+. Strike Kiri, I don't know why people are putting him that low. I'll put him in B from his buffs. What else do we got? Froppy the frog, bro. Yeah, she's definitely S tier, bro. I don't why they do this to her. I do not understand why. From especially yeah. So other than the damage that she can do now, which instant guard breaks you if you have 300 HP? Like why that's a thing? I don't know why. Yeah, she's like, I've seen her in a lot of S tiers lists so far. Delete the character from the game. This is what it took for you to comment, Hachi. Man, a few words. Just, I wanted to put her in S tier at first because I was like, without tuning. But then after we grade a character's ability with just the baseline, the next thing is, okay, how are they with tuning? And with tuning is the fact that she has reinforced revive, which just nullifies the damage you've done to get a character down and gives them second wind. And this character, my beef with them is, it's not just the damage, but it's the fact that every Froppy's MO is really the same, right? Where they hit you when you're at your lowest. You're at your lunch break, you're trying to get your HP up, about to take a bite, and then they just smack you at the back of your head, and then it's done. So the most slimiest rapid, you know. Sneakiest rapid. Tech Shoto. I've played with Tech Shoto more often. I'll put him in. I'll put him like B+. Slightly above Ibarra because his blast can nullify her hair. But he doesn't have mobility, so he could get overwhelmed. Tech Shoto. Not Tech, sorry. Strike Shoto. Arguably one of the best rappers, S tier. What are other people saying? Yup, S tier. Charismatic Demons list, S tier. S tier here too, as well. And this PC player, this Luna guy. Or is Strike Shoto here? A tier? I don't think this guy plays this game. I think I should just listen to you guys and like close his stuff. But we could put him at the end of our tab so that we could see like the worst tier. How does the people who have played the game and have a decent tier list where you can see most characters and go, okay, you understand why they're on that tier bracket versus this guy's tier list for comparison, just for balance, right? So that way we can check we're not too biased. Strike Shoto S tier, yep, no debate about that. He's S tier. With her 40-second cooldown for instant res and reinforced revive tunings like this, she's S+. No. I agree. I see it. Alright, almost done. Ida. Oh yeah, they did buff him. They did buff his kick. I don't know why I don't see more Ida players. I saw him a little bit more after the buffs, but then people reverted back. But he's definitely A tier. How A tier he is? I'll put him right there. 2 betas from Ida versus 2 betas from Shinzo is almost the same. Plus he has the movement. So he can like low-key, you could go turbo mode. And this is what I like to do with the Mirko skin. On Ida, on PC, is you bait people towards you. You hit the gamma, so he does the like front flip thing. Alpha away to get a reaction from them. Then you beta them. You want to sort of like bait them first, then beta. So I'll put him above Shinzo, yeah. I think that's reasonable. Yellow. Oh my goodness, this chick. I don't know why people don't put her up more. I'll put her there. I'll put her there. In fact, I'll put her above Strike Shoto. He has more damage output, but he doesn't have the mobility that she has. But whatever grab damage they did, you know, after they buffed Strike Bakugo's Gamma, now that it just locks into you, and he does his cartwheel bomb. With her beta, they gave her the same thing. I'm being beta wheeled into a corner and home run into a wall, right? Plus she has the platform that helps her. Let's say it's like end game. Everyone is trying to survive Strike Shigi that's decaying the entire ground area. She just sets up her platform, goes up there, heals, and then falls off, and she's good. With a 5-second cooldown of her beta, by the way. If you guys didn't realize it, that beta spinning thing is literally a 5-second cooldown, so she's up there. Also, her alpha slaps for as much as 140 with tuning, and a base of like 130 without tuning. So that's a bit crazy. People are like, oh, stars is doing 100 damage if everyone is clustered up. This girl doing 130. 130 per alpha. That's the higher echelon of alpha damage, as far as I can recall. Rapid. Consistently, she's strong. Consistently, this character is strong. I don't know why. Personally, I don't have as much as a hard time with her. Maybe it's because I'm Dabi. So I have to like wait for people to come to me to do more damage. But I feel she's S tier. Or is she S+? I'll leave this here and let you guys let me know. But both of them are close. But she's definitely above yellow. I need to take a quick grab a quick snack and I'll be back. But let me know though. Also, what did the Armored All Might is objectively stronger in general meta with 400 HP. Okay, this AI thing is not as updated. It said 400 HP, but we know he's 350, right? Which is why I use chat to balance you guys' perspective. S plus tier? Yeah, he was S plus, but like now is he still S plus? If I put him there, what people gonna say? This is way too many S tier characters that it's uncomfortable, bro. I mean, you can argue some of these could go to A plus tier, but from what I'm seeing so far with the nerfs, like, he jumped down to A plus. This character is so annoying since her alpha knocked you down far further. Alright, I'll be back. Back. Let me try and speed run this. Did I miss anything? Rapid Tilga does belong to A plus since her movement is limited and she does depend on other character quirks like AFO. I agree with you. Also, let me see if my mic's still working. Okay, it's good. It's good. The reason why I'm like she's S is if you can claim every character's quirks down below, which is not hard for them to really do, right? Then it gives them an advantage. Now I'm going to make an exception and let me play devil's advocate and to myself and say, okay, let me lean on your arguments. Rapid Toga belongs to you because her movement is limited. Or she does depend on other character quirks like AFO. But the difference is AFO has to knock someone down to steal their quirks. With Toga, it's more readily available, right? And here's the thing. If you have, let's say I'm a Toga main, and I also main OFA Deku, Nagans, like some other S tier characters, and some really good support characters like Kurogiri, my ability to play the game is now multiplied. Like, it's a very rare outlayer for an advantage that a player would have. But if you main Toga and you're also really good with like other characters, you're now playing two characters for free, right? Now the disadvantage and why I would put her in A+ tier is, yeah, she needs to get that off. That's if she can get it off, right? But her position is also exposed, right? So since her position is also exposed, it puts her at risk because she's now a target. The enemy team can see her location, right? And it's not just the person's quirk she stole, it's the whole team. So if she's the only one surviving and she steals your quirk, it's going to be harder for her to escape. So that's why I'll put her in A+. So I'll leave it there for now because I think it's an interesting point of view. And I don't see Togas around as much frequently compared to other S tier characters like OFA Deku, Tech Shigi, Nagans. Let me see anything else, or support Nejire even, right? Even though when she takes their quirk, her quirk skill is amplified. So I'll leave it there for now. I might change it later on. Tech Bakugo. I follow Heads a lot, so I've seen a lot of like good plays with Tech Bakugo, but that's Heads, right? I'm so happy because Momo is better than Hawks. Yellow Ender. Hey yo, that's crazy. Oh my. Okay. Well, shout out to all the Momo mains. They're very consistent and tend to be reliable. But okay, let me know what you think about this. Tech Bakugo S tier. I put him low S. But now it's like, would I put him, I would put him above. Would I put him above Strike for damage output? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I would. I would, and here's why. This guy is the only character I know in the game. I mean, this is with tuning, right? But 220 per alpha is a bit mad. 220 damage per alpha. That's 2 alphas to down a rapid. Like, assuming they're guard broken, right? Because the rapids are 250 HP. So once you guard break a rapid character, shoot 2 alphas direct. And that's cooked. And I've seen Hez do this. You know what? Shout out to Hez. Hold on. Let me show you guys something. So I showed you guys Wolfenza. If you guys want to know a really sweaty good Monoma main and player, check out these guys. Check out his clips. But make sure you type Monoma on it because he plays other games as well. Now, there is an insane TOD that doesn't make sense that Hez has. This is my like unsubscribed accounts that I'm using. That's why. So that way my algorithm isn't biased towards stuff. But yo, check this out. Which one is it? There was a TOD combo he's done. This one is more recent. It's like, okay, basically it's with electrification, right? He does gamma and then he does melee, then alpha. Oh, one tag. What's wrong? Yeah, I think these are just clips of him stunting. Yep, is this? Look at this clip right here. Tell me I'm crazy. That's if you're in a corner, and then you PU to stun them, and then pop off like that. Like, no one has this. No one has this. I mean, Monoma can. Maybe Monoma can get this off with a red card, because Monoma's damage output is nerfed based off of the level of the quirk. So even if someone has level 9, he's going to be at level 7. But that's a TOD. That beginning sequence, that's a straight TOD. I think it's P Mike's special tuning. But you could get it off with electrification too. Like if you god break someone, you could do the first half of this combo. Yeah, it's very good tech Bakugo with insane aim. Yep. So he takes aim to use, but I'll put him in S tier just because of that TOD factor and movement. His special is really good. He has basically 5 forms of movements: 2 specials, 1 gamma, and 2 betas, right? So well, technically 4. So that's that puts him up there for damage and movement to dictate a fight. Yeah. Any qualms? Any qualms? You should do the reverse, the character tunings. Reverse the character tunings. Okay. Okay, good suggestion. I'll think about that. Like, do them with their best tunings. I don't know. I'll need you guys' help with that. Welcome back, Ravia. We should. He's a very good tech backup player with insane aim. I've seen someone other than Ronin as a kind of thing. Yes, sir. I'll let him know, because sometimes we both preview clips on a PlayStation party. Give you a shout out to him. Rapid Bakugo. He's consistent A. I don't know. I'll put him in S. I'll put him in A to A plus. I've not been seeing him as much. I think people are switching. Okay, here's what's happening, right? What I've noticed over is Rapid Bakugo came out what season? Like season, was it 4 or 3? Let's go to the database to make sure. But he was twice, then Rapid Bakugo season 4. But yeah, 4. So he came out season 4. And he's been very consistent. Like, there's not a time this character were like, oh, he's trash, because movement, again, for rating characters is a key factor in playing well, right? So if we're looking at a player's qualities for like skills, maneuverability really dictates the pace of a fight. So he's an A tier for movement. Damage output is also decent, but every single quirk he has is movement based, which can be a disadvantage against an AFO, right? Or AoE in the air, like young AFO's Gamma coming down, young AFO's Gamma and his Beta as well. So I'll put him, where did I even put him? I lost where I placed him. He should be somewhere in A tier, like just after Kendo. This guy's kit is gone, bro. I lost him. How is it gone? Can I control Z? Nope. He gone, chat. He gone. Oh, if you see him, let me know. Where Rapid Bakugo went. Where did they go? You got a phone? You're happy? Oh, hey, congrats on your phone, man. Well deserved, well deserved. You have an insane post with Momo. Let us know. Oh, I put him right before Kurogiri. Does he make sense to be there? Kurogiri versus Bakugo. You're gonna have a hard time low-key hitting him. So I'll slightly put him above Kurogiri. In terms of the skill bar, like with the learning bar, a new Kurogiri taking on playing as Kurogiri versus playing as Rapid Bakugo. The learning curve for Kurogiri is higher, so that's a nerf for players. Then above Kendo, no, below Red Kendo, her armor tanks a lot, but she might find it hard to hit him, so it really might depend. Like, is it fair you cannot be able to reach a character because her alpha range isn't that high? It has a bigger hitbox as exchange, but it's not that far. Or she can TOD him, right? So it's really interchangeable, right? For any of the tiers close by, you can like interchange, like swap them by one level ahead. But Strike went up as far as I'm concerned. I'm seeing him a lot more often. Especially with that Gamma, like you don't want to be mid-range with this guy. But I'll put Tamaki above him though. Well, let me know what you guys think though. Trust you, the post is insane. Okay. Is it on your channel? Let me see what you're talking about. Remember, I support and inspire, so let me go to Jay's post that I was talking about. Okay, I guess it's on Discord. You can let us know on your Discord too. OFA Deku, let me know. Let me know. If you can go in and out of fights, the only thing I think that might be a good argument for him to be an S, not S+, is the fact that he has to melee you to make the most out of his damage, right? But the tracking he has and the speed he has, he can roll out of Stars and Stripes as beta, who I'm saving for last. Because people don't talk about her enough. I think she's the weakest Strike character in the history of this game on release. People have been putting Deku in a S tier because of his damage, but then they nerfed him again, so he has knockback, which means you have a higher chance of trying to escape him. So I'll put Strike Deku around here, right? And this just goes to show you, if you're looking at this as like a, let's say it's a chart, right? It's almost like a flipped pie chart. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, it says your channel doesn't have any content, JC. When I clicked on your channel. So if it's on a Discord, let me know. Or you can post it in our Discord. But anyway, I was trying to say that look at the S and A+ tier. Can you see how crazy this is? Look at the amount of characters that are fairly overpowered compared to the other characters that are not overpowered, right? But this somewhat balanced tier list, comparing other tier lists and also you guys' input from different consoles. Deku, where would I put yellow Deku? He's a good A. I'll put him in good A. What makes him seem like his A+ or S tier is how skilled the character is. But on his own, man, come on. How many Dekus have you guys seen? How many baby Dekus have you guys encountered before? Pick up an item, run, die for loot, you know? But then you do with the sweats, like Ronin in the tournament. Come on. So I'll put him. He can damage output over Ida, so I'll put him here. I'll say A tier, balanced, but let me know. I don't play him, that's why I need you guys' help. Or what your experience has been with like really good Dekus versus Dekus at a beginner level. Shiggy, without tuning, I'll put him here. With the immortal build, I'll put him up here. With immortal build, he's up here. But that's the thing, it's with the immortal build. I would almost try and duplicate this thing, right? But I think he's more A. A above. I'll put him closer to A+. How hard has it been for you guys to fight Tech Shigi that doesn't have revenge tuning, right? No revenge tuning or no tuning, how hard it is for you guys to fight the Tech Shigi. Right, like right now in this season, the reason why I put him in a A+ tier is because he does have the ability to see people through walls with his alpha and hit them. That can be really annoying, especially as things get hectic, where the circle is small, you finally found a good spot from surviving a team, you're trying to heal, you can't really afford to roll out of this corner, right? And then he just hits you. It's like Mirio's alpha, but with a longer projectile that can hit 10 people in a row. At least Mirio alpha charge, if you can hit at most like maybe 3 people mid-range, like at the midpoint of the release, he does the damage and then he just moves forward, right? Tech Shigi will hit absolutely everyone who's stationary right there, to my knowledge, but let me know. So hit A+. Or you can argue he should be above Strike Shoto, right? But beta for beta, the damage output is very similar. You know? Beta for beta, the damage output is very similar, but without tuning, with tuning, hit S+. What am I doing? I'm eating and making a tier list. But let me know though, that's why you guys are in chat. If Tech Shigi should be higher or lower. The Arden Stripes, bro. Yep. That's where Stars is. This is me being generous. I would put her here. This is the most biggest fumble of a character's quirk set. The reason why she's here, remember I said B and C tier are for characters who have a bugged quirk set. So she's definitely in the B- range, according to Ronin Lifts, not my words, according to Ronin Lifts himself. He's in the B-. I asked Stray, Stray's like, yeah, she's hard. Malo Uchiha, it's like this character takes skill to play. Like if you have to aim and so you're solo queuing with her, her 1% moment that makes her seem S tier is that damage output, where people are clustered. But let me ask you guys a question. If your greatest moment is defined by a situation, and it's only a situation, it means you're not in control of that situation. You need other people to be in the right place at the right time, and you are in the right angle to be able to hit them. You cannot be an S tier. If you have a bugged skill set where you're supposed to grab people, but you don't, or you stay in place and nothing happens, you cannot be an A tier at all. Okay, so maybe she's in B+ tier. At best, that's it for me. But all-rounded, if you solo queue and you have crossplay on and you're playing at the most competitive time of this game, which is really between 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., to really test a character's placement in the tier list, she's definitely not B plus tier. Because the last person on her team, she's not good. Now, what are advantages that she has, bro? Advantages that Stars has is Storm. Like, you can't really try and boss her in Storm, especially early game. It's sort of like a waste of time, right? So Storm is an advantage up to level 6. That's when it starts lasting less time. It lasts for like 5 seconds at level 6. Level 7, it's even less. It's 3 seconds at level 8, which is the max Storm time, 8 and 9. Level 8, it lasts for like 2 seconds. Her beta doesn't do damage. You can shoot her through it, and it's also harder for most Stars and Stripes to aim with the beta because people just spam roll at any corner, and then the beta is affecting the placement of where the target is, so it's harder for you to hit. Which is a crazy thing because in the show, the beta cut off oxygen. So at least they should have given the beta, like, you have a 1 second mobility thing, and once she hits the person in it, they get knocked back, right? But then I can see how that could make it harder because it's like a free guaranteed grab if you do beta then gamma. If they're frozen for like a second, because they can make it maybe half a second, because within half a second you can still roll out, right? So that's what I would suggest, and they need to, yeah, just fix her beta grab, make it consistent, and make it have momentum like Rapid Might's beta. But yeah, I got clips if you guys want to see what I'm talking about. Endeavor at S tier. Explain it, Hunter. I've moved things around if people had a good explanation, like Hashi, he gave a good explanation for AFO, and I was like, okay, yeah, he should be moved up. Look at this perfect game plan. Did you see the first miss? I should have given you guys a heads up to close your ears. How did that happen? Oh my god. I'm trying to make a whole compilation of all this. What was the first one? The first one that actually happened. Oh yeah, this one too. This one right here too.
Like, ban for ban, she can trade.
Mm-hmm. This was like my first game
Like,
with
so many
Stars.
things I could get off with like Dabi even.
All my teammates are dead. I'm using Wall Runner.
I can't do it with her.
This was beginning season, so you know he had his
like every trade is just
gamma buff. Bakugo had his gamma buff, so I'm cutting corners using stamp maneuverability to like break line of sight. I should be looking to the left as well, but that's an opening.
I just have to juke. You see the jukes? That's what I've been doing.
Okay, good. That was direct, right? Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Right there. That's the punch.
What?
So that gamma is like cursed, bro. It's just so unreliable. It's as unreliable as Dabi's beta, except you know, his bugs out more immediately, but hers doesn't. Anyway, I'm up for debate, so gonna move things down, move things up. So let me know what you guys think. Maybe reconsider Mount Lady. She has 2 gamma for movement, but the movement, she goes big. She's gonna be beamed down so fast since some characters have absurd damage like a gun strike. Yeah, okay. Well, move it down to what though? Like move her down a tier list or move her down further? Because the reason why I put her in A plus was because if she's big, 1v1, there's not much any character can do against her. Or if it's end circle and it's like a team versus her, she can still pressure them out, right? So that makes it more harder. So I can, say she could be in the A category rather than A plus. Because when she does go big, she can go all the way up to S tier. So I could put her an A above Strike, above a Yellow Deku. But yeah, man, that's the tier list right now. Let me know what you guys think. This is part 1, so I think we did a pretty good job with part 1. Part 2, we can pick this up a different time, but I've got to go. We're just at the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to give all the shout outs. Then save this post. And we can continue part 2 at a different time. With shout out to Hachi, BKG, shout out to Hunter. Give you a reason for Hunter though. Hunter, give you a reason for Endover being S tier though. Just let us know. So shout out to Hachi, Hunter, Ravia, congrats on your new phone. JC. Shout out to Dreamer Streamer, Kelly Cooper, 95 the Mastermind. KA, just a guy named Existence. Law. B2listic. Or did I say ballistic? Shout out to the one and only Real King Cass. That's it, man. And I'll catch you on the next one.